Hello, my horde, and welcome to my full library. Well, it's not my full library. I have removed a bunch of games, anything I've 100%ed, or which to me means getting all the achievements, or anything that is like an Xbox original game, which doesn't have achievements. So, reason for this video is I wanted to go over my library real fast with you guys, so that way in the future, if you saw something that you liked or wanted to watch me play, I can show you what I have, so that way you're not just suggesting games that I have either never bought and don't have the ability to buy yet, or whatnot. Yeah, that was a little more confusing than I wanted it to be, but we'll move on. So, going over some things that I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just going to go over them. There are certain games I have that are meant for achievements. This one, this one, this one. So because they're meant for achievements, I usually am watching a guide. So I don't think that would be good for our the channel. I don't think um, playing a game, then pausing it, going and checking out the video, going back in, and doing it all is really going to be good. Even if I edit out all the parts where I stop, I'm still just copying the guy's video with no real giant input differently. So you could just go watch his video. So I think that's probably going to be something we avoid. The second thing is I do have games like Anthem, which is like multiplayer, but I only really have Tammy as my multiplayer partner. The reason for that is one, I don't really have that many friends, and two, and this is the major second one, their schedules are awful. Like Chris, for example, really only has 2 days off a week. He works night shifts, so when he's normally awake and normally doing stuff, everyone else is asleep. So it's a lot harder to do stuff with him. And just a bunch of other people have like similar problems. So doing multiplayer stuff with anyone but Tammy is kind of difficult. So we have to keep that in mind as well as we're going through this. But there is certain games like Army of Two, which I believe with Army of Two they actually disallowed console co-op, but you can do split screen co-op if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I can always do games like that, or games by myself, like Assassin's Creed 3. Just using these as examples. I'm not going to go over every single game here. I'm just going to go and slowly work my way down while you guys can see them. There is like certain games like BioShock, which I've played the original for the 360 of all of them except for I didn't play much of 2. I was playing a bit of 2 and then realized that I wanted to go back for the achievements of 1 and then stop playing. But I could always play the entire BioShock series from beginning to end. I've completed all the achievements for Borderlands 2 for the Xbox One, but not the 360, again, because I needed friends. But, there's games like that. And yeah, like, that's the kind of the gist of this video, is to show you my library. So that way you can see what I do have and go, oh man, I would love to see you play that game for a bit. Oh, okay, DC Universe Online. Yeah, man, I'd like to see you play that game for a bit. Or, hey, how's that game, look? I was thinking about buying it at one point and never got around to it. So, could you play a little bit of it so I can, kind of see if I would like it? The other thing is while I'm going through this, just kind of, play some dead air and at the exact same time, uh, get certain points across. I was looking into what it would take to get monetized on YouTube. And I need 1,000 subscribers and I think it was 4,000 hours. a year. So it will take me quite some time to get there, but I'm not too worried about that. However, I was also looking at the concept of doing something like Patreon. And Patreon is probably more of a thing for me, not because I'm like, oh, I can get money easier or anything like that, but mostly because the fact that if I'm doing it on Patreon, I can actually like set up a tier, in which is like $80, for example. And when you give me the $80, you can actually pick a game that I do not have in my library, and that game I'll actually download it and play it, as long as it's YouTube friendly. YouTube friendly usually just means like no nudity, I'm pretty sure, or excessive violence. I don't know, because pretty sure I've seen like lots of people do certain violence games, so I think it's just like doesn't have to like I think was it Hate? I think it was called or something like that. I can't remember that one. It probably wouldn't work. So yes, that is always an option too. Try to think if there's anything else that's gonna bring up with that. Or like if there's a game that like I played and I didn't really like, or it didn't do well on the channel, but you really liked it, maybe I'll like do like a small tier there of like $10 or something, in which I will go play that game again and do like a couple more episodes in it. I'll figure out some kind of like uh, numbering system for it. I don't want to be like extreme where it's like, oh well, $10 gets you one more episode, but rather like oh, I think even like $5 an episode is kind of weird. So maybe I'll do 4 episodes, like $2.50 an episode. No, no, that doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, that would get you 4 in the month. Therefore, it would get you once a week. So that's not too bad of an idea. So anyway, that is my game library. Now, I do have Game Pass. And what I'm going to do now is go over the Game Pass games. Because I have access to all these due to the fact that I have Game Pass. Also, Alan Wake for the 360? Oh, I may have to download that. I don't know. Yeah. See, I may actually try playing that. I've never played the game, so yeah. There's lots of games here like that. I've wanted to check out at some point. Like, I also, because I have everything hooked up to my PC, I can actually theoretically play PC games on the like PC, like Xbox games on the PC, and sometimes they'll have different achievements. So if that's the case, sometimes I will actually just go and do that. But I did check out the other day, and because I'm streaming onto my another good one would be Final Fantasy 9. I've been wanting to play all the Final Fantasy games. It's actually one of the reasons I wanted to try getting this system working, so I could actually play all the Final Fantasy games and edit them. Because there's a lot of like grinding in the middle and stuff like that. Maybe I could just speed up battles or something. So Final Fantasy 9 may be actually something that I check that out in. I don't know if I ever actually completed it. I know I completed 7 and 8, but I don't know if I did 9. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oosh, this is sucky. I can't remember what I was saying. That happens a lot with me. I get on tangents and kind of just go wherever. But oh, I was checking out because I'm streaming. How this works, what I'm doing right now, is I'm streaming my game, like my Xbox, to my PC so I can record it. Because of that, it actually is quite slow So I may try turning down the quality of the stream and seeing if that speeds up, because when I was downloading stuff, it was downloading quite slow. It was downloading at, I think it was like 10% of my normal speed. So, yeah, I'll have to see if I can fix that. Because I would like to, like I said, I would like to do this, and the multiplayer stuff may not happen often, but if it does, I don't want it to be super, super, super laggy. And we're coming to the end of this. So, that is the official games that I could play. Xbox adds and removes games from Game Pass all the time, and I may buy games here and there.
Also, I have 33 Xbox One games. Very early in my Xbox One owning, I jumped to digital, so I don't have a lot of disc games for the Xbox One. However, I do have something above 360 games for the Xbox 360. I don't know how many anymore. I got to 360 and I was like, woo! So there's always a possibility that the game that you want me to play, I may actually own. And if it's the case, just comment below, see if I have the game.
Like, I have 106 games installed. So there is no problem here about getting games to play. As long as you guys actually want to see any of these games. So if that is what you're interested in, you actually have a game that you want to pick, just comment below and I'll try it out at the very least. So yeah, I really am just saying so a lot because I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. But I really think that is it. Okay, my horde. Comment below if you see a game that you want me to play. If you want me just to pick my own game, I will probably just randomly pick a few games here and there and put one of them into circulation. And if it gets lots of views, or if you guys comment on it a lot, I'll just continue playing it and we'll go from there. Until next time, my horde. Hunt those achievements.